The truth is finally here. Well, welcome back everybody. This is Marty Runick from Top Gun PBR Training, and we're doing another tips, tricks, and tools. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite tools, and one that I don't think a lot of you guys know about, not from what I've seen anyway. S-bend whale tails. You have to make these yourself, unfortunately, but they are well worth the effort. Very productive, very money-making tools. We use these all the time down doors, especially highly curved doors. The more curved the door is, the more you need this. We use these all the time on complex brace patterns. You'll be using these every day, constantly, guys. Once you make them, I'll guarantee it. All right, these come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes. We have some very short ones. Here's one of my favorites for working aluminum. Very short, but it's got a very sharp tip on it. I'll show you how to do that in one of the videos, making super sharpie whales. I use this constantly on aluminum. And we have some that are a little bit out of the ordinary, like this old one here. This is about a 25-year-old whale tail, I think. It's from Adventure Tools. Got a very adjustable S-bend on it. Comes in very handy sometimes. And some very unusual ones, like a double S-bend, which you wouldn't think you'd use, but it comes in very handy. And of course, if you end up really liking a certain whale tail, I got 8 of them that are my favorites. Well, every one of my all-time favorites, I put an adjustable handle on it. Why go through life struggling, fellas? It really does make it easier. And these are very easy to make. You make them the same way that I showed you with the adjustable handle tool, except you're putting a whale tail end on it. So they're very easy to make, fellas. So you're wondering how to use these or why you need them? Let's talk about that. Okay guys, we're going to demonstrate now straight whale tail versus an S-bend down a brace, and we've got the back of the door panel off so you can see what's going on. So we take our straight whale tail, put it down there, and what you're going to notice, guys, you try to get that in there, it goes about that far in, and it really wants to bind on you. That's because you have a straight whale tail here on a curved door, and you're working against that curve, and that's about as far as you're going to get it in. Now, a lot of guys do this with a whale, kind of put a little bit of a bend in it. That helps get you a little bit further down. But guys, what are you going to do here? How are you going to move back and forth like this? That brace has pretty much got your tool trapped. You can use cutting cream, but it still isn't going to work good, guys. That tool is trapped. You can't go this way with this tool. Now, let's look at our S-bend tool. Okay, so we stick that on the door, and the first thing you're going to notice, guys, look at that tool. Look how freely it moves up and down. No problem whatsoever. You can go this way with it, no problem at all. Very easy to move that tool, guys, through that gap. That's because your whale tail from here, from the heel of the tool to there, no bend whatsoever. The bend is a mechanical one on the whale tail. So your tool stays straight, no curve, eating up your leverage and eating up your gap there. Goes down nice and smooth. And of course, you'll also notice how nicely this S-bend clears that upper pipe brace. It's a fantastic tool for getting into those brace situations where one brace intersects another.
And that's what you want, fellas.
Of course, if this were a real-world repair, we would be using cutting cream, and cutting cream is nothing more than water-based hand cleaner with no pumice in it.
Okay, fellas, putting one down the door, easy. Have your stainless steel window guard. That's not really to provide, you're not going to be leveraging off your window, obviously. It's just to keep your glass from getting scratched. Insert your window guard. And usually these go down, not a problem. If you can run into a light, tight spot, sometimes you can just flip it, get it all the way down, and then take your dent out. Also, on front edges and sometimes rears, you got that curve on your glass here. That means your window's going to be all the way down there. You got a nice extra wide spot to put this down in there. Just make sure that that's on the outside of your glass, of course. Stick it down there, move it on in, and get it done. Okay, guys, now we're going to show you how to put an end, how to put a bend in your whale tail. Now, first of all, safety first, fellas. Always wear
helmet, use gloves, and a vice grip. You don't want your bare hands anywhere near this tool. These do snap sometimes if you're not careful, and you can cause some damage. I know one guy that was wearing safety glasses, bent, and it got him in the cheek, right by the neck actually. It could have been a very serious injury. So goggle or a safety helmet, safety face shield, gloves, vice grips. Now, the effective bend on this whale tail, this is probably one of my most used ones, right about 4.5 inches. That's the effective bend on this. Okay, so how we start this, we simply put we're going to bend, at that point we're going to bend the whole shaft that way. All right, so we put it in our vise, right where we want our bend to start. And fellas, if you want, you can heat, sometimes it helps to heat that bend area only up to 200 degrees, not past 200 degrees Fahrenheit. If you go past that, you will lose some temper in your steel. You don't want that. At that point, put your gloves on. Take your vice grips around the shaft, and you're going to bend it toward this way so that you end up with an angle that will be like that. Okay, then you put this part, that area there, in the vise. You can heat it up a little bit if you need it. Grab your vice grips, and then you're going to bend it down just a little bit more, right about there. There we go. Take your vice grips, now bend it that way. And you should be good to go. Okay. And one other note, fellas, when you're starting out making S-bends, I would recommend starting off with blem whales. The reason I like those over others when you're starting out is they're more forgiving if you make a mistake, if you have to put a bend in a couple of times. The others work harden faster, and some work harden much faster than a blem. These are one of my very favorite tools. In fact, blem and finesse, PDR finesse, are probably the two I used almost always. In my opinion, both these manufacturers have pretty much the perfect balance between flexibility and drivability and bendability, all necessary features when you're trying to make an S-bend. If I had to pick one over another, I'd probably go with the blem. And as always, fellas, if you feel you've learned something, don't forget to like us and subscribe to our channel.